Hey, Dan with Guardian Mold Prevent here. I want to take a look at a home that's located in Arlington Heights, Illinois. This home has several different areas in it that have been affected with mold growth, and we're going to look at the different areas and try to address why it's happened. We're started out in the basement here, and as you can see, there's some mold that's developed around the base of most of the walls throughout the basement. Essentially what happened here is that some water got in because the sump pump failed, and there was about an inch of water in here. It was in here for several hours before it was noticed, and the water was then pumped out. The problem is that once drywall gets wet, especially at the base of a wall where you've got some type of baseboard over the top, as you can see, you get quite a bit of mold growth in those areas because the moisture gets trapped. So drywall is essentially a paper product. It wicks the moisture up the wall, and because the paper on the drywall is so susceptible to mold growth and the drywall does not dry out very rapidly, the mold growth then develops and becomes a problem. Now I want to take a look quickly at the attic space. You can see we're just looking up through the attic hatch here, and you can see that there's quite a bit of mold growth that's developed up there. All of the wood in the attic is essentially blackened. It's a very tight space, and also there is some living space in this attic. I want you to look with me now at a closet located up in the second floor, and you can see that this closet has a sloped ceiling. It runs with the slope of the attic, and there's drywall and also paneling over the top of it. And the moisture that's been created in the attic space, probably because poor ventilation that's causing condensation, has been running down these rafters and down the slope of the roof. It's gotten the drywall wet along the ceiling, and then the paneling over the top is certainly not helping because it just traps that moisture there and gives it a great breeding ground to grow mold growth. Now, I want to talk about terms really quickly with you. Porous material is drywall, trim, insulation, paneling. Anything that's porous, those items have to be discarded. Then we've got semi-porous materials like framing members and wood, and non-porous members like concrete and foundation walls. Now, when we approach a project like this, we would set up containment in the different areas that are affected, and we would put in an air scrubber or a negative air machine to keep the air from exchanging with the rest of the living space. We would then remove and discard all of the porous materials, so your drywall, trim, insulation, paneling, all those items would be pulled out and discarded, and then we would treat the semi-porous and non-porous materials that are left behind with a biocide, scrub them down, and then put a acrylic-based mold-resistant coating over the top. Now let's take a quick look at what an air scrubber looks like. This is an example of the machine that we would put in. It's got a 12-inch HEPA filter in there that will pull all the mold spores out of the air. It also has a pleated filter and a pre-filter. You can see the blue at the top is actually the pre-filter there. And this machine is put into the workspace. We use it to create negative air pressure and, again, to restore the air quality to an acceptable level in the living space. And then finally, just taking a look at once all the porous material that was affected has been pulled out, it's been scrubbed down, treated with a biocide, and then coated with a white acrylic-based mold-resistant coating. This coating is engineered for the mold remediation industry, and it will prohibit mold growth on the applied coating surface. So what we do here is we give you clean surfaces and clean air going forward so that you can live in the space.